I just slide on in here very graciously. Well, g'day Van Fam, and welcome back to another video.
Can we try that again?
Well, g'day Van Fam. Do you
Sorry.
want to say it at the same time as me? Or
No, you go.
what is it?
Sorry, you go.
G'day Van Fam, and welcome back to another video. This week, we're in Perth!
Yay! Capital city, towns, lights.
We haven't seen civilization in a good 10 months. Not civilization like this anyway.
It's weird.
And we've had a lot of things to fix and repair and collect and
It's
all
been
that
really
kind of
good
thing.
to be able to go to shops that specialise in things you need fixing.
All this is to say that we don't actually have a vlog to share with you guys this week, so we thought we'd do something a little bit different.
We thought we would talk about something that we get asked a lot about, which is how we make money on the road.
How do we afford to live this life?
Yeah. And it's not YouTube. We didn't win lotto.
I try. We don't sell water filters.
So
Yeah, there's no magic bullet, but we'll take you through the story of how we make this work and how we live this life. And I think we'll start with me, right? Or maybe where it started in the first place. Like, we have always loved camping, haven't
yeah,
we?
we've always been outdoors, always been camping.
We've had tents.
We've had
rooftop tents.
We've had
a
swag.
camper trailer
We've
with
had-
like the full pull-out canvas camper trailer. We had the last thing that we had was a Jayco Flamingo. So obviously, we wanted to camp. I could see myself as a full-time camper for sure, but we had no idea how to make it work. It was just never going to work.
It was just a dream that we didn't know how we were going to make it work, or if it was even possible, to be honest.
And so before we started living this life, I was an analytical chemist.
What's that?
And a lot of people don't really know what that means. So I'll kind of tell you how I explain it to everybody else. You know, in those crime scene TV shows where the cop goes to the guy in the lab and says, "What's in this?" And the lab guy's like, "I'll put it through a machine and I'll tell you 5 seconds later that it's this." That's what I did, only I work for pharmaceuticals, and it's also way more complicated than that. It doesn't take 5 seconds. But yeah, so that was my job, which didn't really translate to a mobile lifestyle. I couldn't get an online job as an analytical chemist, and there's not a lot of call for that kind of work around Australia either, so I couldn't go around like a plumber could pick up work all over the place. For me, that wasn't going to happen. So
instead
well, I retired. When we decided, I've put my career on hold to do what we're doing now. So yeah, when we decided to do this, I left my job and I started pursuing my hobbies and my passions, which is
fishing, obviously.
it is fishing, but I've always loved filming myself as well. Like as a kid, I used to say, when I grow up, I want to be Malcolm Douglas's assistant. That was my dream job. Kind of doing something a little bit similar. We're not wrangling crocodiles and that kind of thing, but I am using the camera more. We're creating these YouTube videos, and yeah, I would call it a hobby and a passion. It's not paying for our travels. To give you an idea of what kind of money we're making with YouTube at the moment, we're pulling in about $500 a month.
Obviously not enough to live on, and it's way higher than last year. Last year, what was it, $20 a month or something?
Yeah, it's growing significantly, which is awesome, and if we keep growing at this rate, it might actually start making a difference and help to support us, but for now it's not covering the bills. It barely covers fuel. So the real reason why we're able to do this is because of Mel and what she does. Do you want to tell your story?
So I am an admin accounts manager. I basically do all my work online. So I do admin, payroll, debt collection, and a few other bits and pieces. But so I was in an office 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, standard admin type work. And then obviously COVID happened. So COVID changed a lot of things for a lot of people. And my workplace was really small, so I was forced to work from home. Same hours, 9 to 5. And it was kind of a big transition because I really had to be disciplined, and obviously being at home was a little bit easier. You don't have the travel time, which I love.
Working from home is pretty awesome.
Yeah, but I was getting a lot more work done, and so the bosses were very impressed with what I was doing. I was getting a lot of praise for doing a better job, I guess.
And that's when Mel and I kind of saw an opportunity for us to live this life. So we had a chat and we said, well, if the bosses are really happy with you, why don't we ask if we could do it whilst traveling?
So I approached the bosses and I said, can I continue to work from anywhere in Australia. So I told them our kind of plan, which was to travel with the kids and me to continue working, but I didn't want to work full time. So I only wanted to work 3 days a week. So we thought maybe that would be enough income to cover us. And I didn't want to work full time. There was no point for us doing this if I was still going to be not present. So I dropped back to 3 days a week, which was very interesting, very exciting change.
I should also say the bosses said yes.
Yeah, the bosses said yes. So
and now she works 3 days a week.
So I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So when you hear us talk, with work and school days, that's why. And then Brett, what he does to help out the situation is he homeschools the kids Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So they really get all their school done in those 3 days, which allows us 4 days off together to travel, make videos. And
so usually, generally speaking, everything you see on this channel is from us on our weekends.
Yeah.
Although there are some exceptions to that. Like, we have a really flexible life now, which we absolutely love.
Yeah,
so
like
if I have a stunning weather day and we're in the best spot in Australia, I'm going to take the day off school and go and explore, which you might have seen in our Ningaloo video.
Yeah, and I had to swim with turtles before work.
So when the dream actually became a reality, when Mel's bosses and the job became an online job and we could actually do this, we took, what did we do? We sold everything.
It took about 18 months from that point. So obviously there's a lot of things to consider. You know, we had a house, we had a mortgage, and obviously in order to own the caravan outright, own the car outright, which is something we really wanted to be able to have, we didn't want to have to worry about having debt. We did think about selling, you know, keeping the house and renting it out.
Yeah, and then that would have left us in debt still with not as much income coming in, which is why we made the choice to sell our house, and we sold our vehicles, our cars, everything that had, all the furniture. It was a mission of a job to get
That's why
done.
it took so long, to be honest.
So yeah, we sold everything, and then we bought our caravan, which we luckily purchased right before the COVID chaos. So our caravan went up by about 20 grand 3 months after we purchased it, which
it's huge.
We're pretty thankful that we got in early and we got lucky with that. And then I left my job about, 4 months before we were going to start traveling. And we bought the car, and then I spent the time when I wasn't working doing all of the modifications to the car, the modifications to the van, trying to get everything packed and done. And that was a big part of why we sold everything as well.
Even during the transition, so we lived with my parents for a few months, who are very kindly storing our 10 storage boxes. Thanks, Mum and Dad.
We've got 10 storage boxes of things.
That's our whole life. And then wrapping up the kids' school and actually leaving. So leaving, I think, was the hardest part for the kids. And just worried about everything that we were embarking on. Like, it was a huge change from having that safety and security to going into a tin box.
I'll say one thing: if you're not in a good and loving relationship and you think moving into caravans going to solve that, it's not going to solve it. It's like having kids; it's going to make it worse.
Yeah, there's no escape.
But yeah, so with our money that we had left over from the house sale, we've put that into 2 funds. So we have one fund that is our starting over fund. We should have enough for a deposit on a very modest house. And we have a second fund, which is what we draw on to continue our travels, because Mel's income and the YouTube combined, it doesn't quite cover our living costs. We do go backwards by a bit every year, and sometimes we go backwards by more than other years when things go wrong. Like Kaylee's teeth was a very expensive process for us.
Drive shaft recently.
Drive shaft on the car, that one
was expensive.
That one hurt. So we draw from that savings fund, and that one's starting to dwindle. We've probably got about another year left in us, and if that one runs out of money, I will stop and work. We will stop and work. I will get a physical job and try and top up our money, because we don't want to stop yet. I want to do this for a good few more years.
Yeah, we've probably worked out another 5 years, maybe, we hope.
That's the hope.
That's the hope.
When the kids get into their final years of schooling, we might try and stop and let them do that. But we've definitely got the travel bug. We love this life, and we certainly don't want to give it up. So yeah, and we're also hopeful that we maybe don't have to stop and work if YouTube continues to grow, because it's certainly coming online, and we just
Yeah.
wanted to say a big thank you to you guys for
We
watching
really
us.
appreciate all the comments and you guys coming up and talking to us. It's really nice, and saying that you've inspired us to travel, or you found out about this place by watching our YouTube. Like,
It's such an awesome thing to have to look back on, and to have the community and have people come up and say how we've inspired them. We love hearing from you guys and reading your comments.
and we love meeting we meet so many people, and we love hanging out with people. People are so considerate. They let us put cameras in their faces and put them on our channel. And
so we just wanted to say a big thank you to you guys for watching. So with that, I think we might wrap up this week's video. We'll see you next week when we're going to start exploring Perth. So
Yay.
thank you for watching.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and we'll see you out there on the next adventure.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.